Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. So, we've all heard about what's going on with the poisoned watermelons here in 2024. But did you know this is not a one and done? That in 1985, on July 4th weekend, hundreds of people across the United States became extremely ill, and all due to a watermelon outbreak. Now, this watermelon outbreak had to do with a pesticide called aldicarb. Now, the owners of the millions of watermelons that got sent across this country tried to claim that they're unsure. Maybe it was accidental, and due to not knowing when it was applied, how it was applied, or to what fields it was applied, you've got a lot of new Food Safety Modernization Act information that's come down to keep American consumers safe. One of those things is that anything taken out of that garden, if it is sold to like Whole Foods, Walmart, or my local grocery store, I have to have a label saying what quadrant, what row that particular piece of fruit and or vegetable came from. In the United States, it is illegal to use aldicarb on certain crops, watermelons, because it is incorporated into the flesh of the fruit. Once an accidental or illegal use of such a potent pesticide occurs, there is no way for the agricultural or public health system to protect the populace. This paper describes the impact of one such event upon the health of individuals and the institutions of California on July 4th, 1985. So the article goes on and continues to talk about, of the 1,376 illnesses, 77% were classified as being probable due to this pesticide, okay? So basically 1,400 people, if you round up, were very ill enough that they had to go to the hospital. You want to know what their symptoms were? Atrial fibrillation, vomiting, diarrhea, salivating, muscle twitching, severe headaches, perspiring. Now, 17 people required hospitalization. There were 47 reports of illness involving pregnant women, 2 of whom reported having subsequent stillbirths. Now, how many of you remember Alfred Hitchcock and the Birds? The lady that was the star of that movie, she's actually into rescuing animals in California, and she had rescued 2 elephants. Now, we all know elephants are mammals, and so are humans. So we have a lot of the same sensitivities to chemicals. Go figure. Now, 2 of her elephants that were given these tainted watermelons became aggressive. They knocked the door to the barn down to get to the hay. They nibbled at their own trunks, and they became very listless. In fact, it was extremely hard to keep them up off the ground so they would not crush their own lungs lying down until the veterinarian could get to them. I am happy to say there was no long-lasting effects to these elephants, unlike the children that died in the womb due to this poisoning. Now, why do I bring this up? Because here on this channel, I have talked to you guys in the past about all the chemicals they have found in amniotic fluid surrounding babies as they're growing in their mother's womb. Now, having a master's in education, I have repeatedly told you guys, when autism first came out, there was a provable direct link to pesticides, insecticides, fungicides, to autism. Now, it's almost impossible to find those early research papers now. It's almost impossible to get those scientists to come out and say what they said in the 90s now. But when autism first came out, we all knew it was directly linked to chemicals being exposed to unborn children in their mother's wombs. I'll tell you guys what, this was such a bad outbreak that just prior to noon on July 4th, statewide media advisories were issued that warned against eating watermelons, and an embargo was placed on the sale of watermelons throughout California. Now, what was interesting was I saw the video of the homestead lady said, you know, I ate a watermelon the other day. It immediately affected my breathing, my throat, my sinus cavity. Like, I felt really bad. And could I be getting sick from watermelon? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. I've been kind of dropping tidbits to you guys about a lot of the chemicals that's coming down in our rain because of cloud seeding that goes on above our heads in the atmosphere. The chemicals they're putting up there come down in the rain, which means they're getting on your plants, they're getting in your soil and in your water system. And the problem with plants like watermelon, you guys, it's 90% water. Now, here's something else I found very interesting, and I want to just bring that awareness to all of you. Fruits and vegetables that you're purchasing in the store are no longer healthy, period. The reason being, they're picking them when they're green. They're picking them too soon. They're more worried about size than they are about nutrition. It is a proven fact that you're going to lose nutrients as soon as you remove that fruit or vegetable off the vine and or tree. So you pick it today, then it sits in a warehouse for a week, then it's shipped for 2 weeks, then it gets to the grocery store where it's then put out on a shelf, and now that fruit or vegetable has been off of the vine anywhere from 3 to 10 weeks, and then it's sold to you. But my question has and will always be, how the heck are they not breaking down? Anybody else find that odd? I grow food, and I'm telling you, my okra is unusable 3 days after I take it off the vine. I mean, off the stem. Once I cut that okra, it goes bad that quick. So how can you buy okra in a store fresh? Tomatoes. I take them off the vine, I bring them inside. Within a week, they're getting spots on them, and they're soft, and when you cut them, they shoot juice everywhere. Like, why are my organic, naturally grown, non-GMO crops normal, yet when you go to the grocery store, everything you're buying there has a 3-week or 4-week pick date on it, yet it still looks brand stinking new. Guys, that's not normal. Also, watermelons that are foaming, that's fermentation. So what this is the watermelon was picked and it's got a bacteria in it or on it. It was either damaged and the bacteria got inside and began to break down the inside of the watermelon, therefore causing it to ferment out the top, to foam out the top, releasing pressure. Don't eat that watermelon. Do not, and I repeat, eat that watermelon because it takes bacteria to cause that foaming. Okay, so let that be my public announcement for today on my birthday, 50. Don't eat this. Do not eat this. Now, again, I always find it funny when I see them try to dash and cover stuff like this. Oh, this is due to heat. Global warming is ruining watermelons. Actually, what it's due to are them picking them too soon and growing 1 million watermelons in one field, putting poison all over them. So you get bacterias that are very strong that survive all that. And it's infecting our food. If you want to keep you and your family safe, my best advice is grow your own food. If you cannot, link up with another farmer like myself. I take EBT, I take SNAP, I take WIC, I take senior vouchers. We raised money and gave food away this whole year so that people who were ill and low income and elderly in this community could get good organic food. Row with people who care more about soil quality than the amount of fruits and vegetables they're producing. It's not about how much you're producing. It's about how nutritious what you're producing is. Because I can eat less of what I grow myself and feel full and have energy, and yet eat all the food I want from the grocery store, and I always feel tired. I always feel like I need more. And I'm sure a lot of you have gone through that. Please like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to support our channel. This channel did have the monetization ripped from us, and today's my birthday. So type of comments. Love you guys. Have a blessed day. Remember, stop buying watermelons. from anybody that you can't have a conversation with. When was this watermelon picked, and did you use commercial fertilizers and or pesticide? If the answer is yes, don't buy it. Watermelon, cantaloupe, tomatoes, some of the worst fruits to purchase. Cucumbers, if anybody has used commercial fertilizers and or pesticides, because it is so high in water content, it absorbs all those toxins into the flesh and the meat of those fruits, and you're probably going to get sick. God bless you guys.
Full of raw dairy. So much so there's milk spilling out the bottom, and we can't even fit any more in, so they will have to come back next week.